a federal judge has said it. It is now in written record. A federal judge says Donald Trump likely committed a felony obstruction here. It is on the record now. Let me give you background to this. A US judge ruled on Monday that former President Donald Trump, more likely than not, committed a felony by trying to pressure his vice president to obstruct Congress and overturn his election defeat on January 6th, 2021. The judge who has been bold enough to say this, his name is Judge David Carter. Let's put up a picture of Judge Carter out of the US District Court, okay? Now, I want to remind everyone, more and more information comes out, right? Now we know that the wife of Justice Clarence Thomas, she, Virginia Thomas, she was involved not only at the rally, she was involved in the damn planning of it. She's the one that encouraged Meadows and others. Hey, you got to do what you got to do here. I mean, this is about God. It must be done. Stand up, this president. Stand up for democracy. Then Clarence Thomas becomes the only dissent, the only justice to vote against the January 6th committee and their investigation because he knew his wife was tremendously involved. There's more. US District Judge David Carter in Los Angeles made the assertion in a written ruling that found the House of Representatives committee probing the attack on the US Capitol has a right to see emails written to Trump by one of his then lawyers, John Eastman. Now it's important to note John Eastman completely disagrees, but says he will in fact comply. Judge Carter said that Republican Trump's alleged plan to overturn his November 2020 election defeat to Democrat Joe Biden amounted to a coup. The court finds it more likely than not, this is the ruling, that President Trump corruptly attempted to obstruct the joint session of Congress on January 6th, 2021. Carter said in a written decision, adding, the illegality of the plan was obvious. Trump's representatives did not respond to requests for comment. Now we're going somewhere with this, okay? Let's count the variables. We have a federal judge who has gone on record and said, based on the information he has been able to examine, Donald Trump is likely in violation of federal law. Now we know the complexities of a sitting United States president. Even though people say things like presidents are not above the law or nobody is above the law, that's a damn lie. Okay, they have proven over and over again they are in fact above the law. But the Constitution does not provide an iota of information, of context, of content that suggests that an ex-president is above the law. Truly, no president is actually above the law, current or ex, but the culture eats that policy alive. We have a culture of not prosecuting ex-presidents, at least not in criminal court. There's more. Carter's findings marked a breakthrough for the Democratic-led January 6th Select Committee, which earlier this month said it believed Trump might have committed multiple felonies, so the judge agrees. The panel is expected to make a formal request to the US Justice Department that it considered charging Trump. Good for them. Guess what? Not a damn thing will happen. Now that's my opinion. I'm hoping they prove me wrong. I'm hoping the DOJ simply fascinates me with actually applying the law and charge Donald Trump and his cronies. But that has not happened. The court's ruling today is a victory for the rule of law and clears the way for the select committee to obtain materials important to our investigation. The committee's chairman, Democrat Thompson said of Missouri, and Vice Chair Republican Lynn Cheney of Wyoming, they said this in a joint statement. Good for them, right? Hey, this is a victory for us, right? Well, what kind of victory? Is it a political victory Or is it more substantial than that? Because Trump needs to be locked the hell up, okay? Trump needs to go to jail. You all keep playing with him. If he gets back in power, kiss your democracy goodbye. He will have all y'all asses locked up. Watch, keep playing with this guy. Now you got everything you need here. You got evidence, you got burner phones, you got content, you got context, you have written material, you have witnesses, you have under oath witness testimony. You have it all. You got a federal judge saying, hey, you know that ex-president, he committed a felony. You need to do something about it. You got it on the record now. And you're releasing joint statements. This is a victory for the January 6th committee. Look what we've done. We have scored a political point. The hell with your political points. The entire democracy is at stake here. And you keep playing political games, and he's playing for keeps. There's more. Both Carter and the committee lack the power to bring criminal charges against Trump. That decision would need to be made by US Attorney, the Attorney General, Merrick Garland. All right? I'll be damned. Don't hold your breath, okay? You know, the powerful and the politically well-connected and the rich, they are slippery than slime. They have a way of getting away with everything. We shall see what happens. That's your update. Obviously, we're going to continue to bring you more updates as they come. My dear sister, what are your thoughts here?
Ooh, a lot of thoughts. One thing that I really like that you did touch on is the difference between a political victory and an actual victory. Right. We always see these joint statements. We see, people celebrating this happened or this person said that. It doesn't matter as long as nothing actually comes from it. So you have one thing that did come out with this judge's ruling, because initially I was like, what is the point of saying that somebody probably committed something? But now that the judge has ruled in the committee's favor, the committee now has access to a lot more evidence that can lead to an actual conviction, hopefully for Merrick Garland eventually, whenever that does come out. But the political victories, we're all tired of it, and it is important. Everything that's happening now is pretty critical. It's so good that we were able to get Trump out of office after only 4 years, because who knows what these next 4 years would have been like with Trump as the president. And now people are getting impatient because now we finally have him out of office. There's a threat that he's going to run again in 2024, and polling indicates that he might actually win. It's pretty strong polling so far. So we don't have a whole lot of time to get done what needs to get done. The other thing I want to touch on is that people are going to say that it's a slippery slope convicting ex-presidents of felonies and things like that. But we've never had a situation like this in our history. This is pretty unprecedented, where we have strong evidence that there was an attempted coup on our democracy, that there was an attempt to overturn a democratically elected president, overturn all those results, put another guy in place, which is not acceptable in one of the world's greatest democracies or whatever we try to tell the world that we are anymore. This is our reputation, this is our lives, this is our everything our country was founded on, what it stands for, that's at stake, and we can't mess around with it.
And you're right, it is a slippery slope. All slopes are slippery. If you do absolutely nothing, you can never arrest a president of the United States or ex-president for anything. Nothing, because this would have set the bar that says presidents and ex-presidents are 100% completely above the law.